On the morning of Friday, August 6th, Denielle Sookoo woke up but wasn't feeling well. It was the same old week for her parents and grandmother. But with no COVID-19 symptoms, her doctor didn't treat her for the disease.
On Monday, I still wasn't feeling well, and I decided I will go and do a PCR test. And it is from there that everything spiraled.
She tested positive. She was moved to the Debe facility along with her father, who was also positive. 24 hours later, her mother joined them. Her grandmother was also positive and sent to Point Fortin.
A couple days staying in Debe, nothing more than 2 or 3 days, I was transferred to the Augustus Long Hospital. And within 24 hours of being at Augustus Long, I was sent to ICU.
Sookoo would spend 2 weeks in the intensive care unit.
When I went into ICU, the doctors explained to me, now at that point, it was very, very difficult for me to breathe. I was very tired. I remember just telling the doctor, doctor, you do whatever it is you need to do to help me and to fix me at that point.
Her condition was deteriorating so fast, Denielle had to be intubated for 2 weeks.
I don't know a lot of what would have happened at that time, but from what my parents told me while I was intubated, my blood pressure was all over the place. I had high blood sugar levels as well. Even at one point, they said that I had a lung embolism. So things weren't going good at all while I was in ICU. But thankfully, I didn't know much of it because I was pretty much unconscious for most of it.
It would be the toughest 2 weeks of her life. Her parents prayed from outside as Denielle battled by herself, as so many others around her had been forced to do within the walls of the ICU.
When I came back to consciousness, it was kind of like, okay, we're still alive. That was pretty much my first thought. I'm still alive. But it was a little, I wouldn't say difficult, but I had I couldn't speak. My throat and stuff was still very sore.
Just as doctors prepared to relegate her to the high dependency unit, a setback.
My progress was going very well. And just when they were just about to move me, the doctor said, it was time that I can go down to the ward and stuff like that, and then eventually, prepare for discharge. The exact day that I was about to move from HDU to the ward, I had a really big panic attack, and it sent me straight back to ICU for about 2 weeks again.
Denielle had survived another 2 weeks as others died around her. She had been partially vaccinated a week before testing positive.
The two major factors was because of my age. I am 26 years old, so they said I'm very young, as well as even though I'm not fully vaccinated, being partially vaccinated, it helped because of already having the virus inside of me. My body started to build that immunity that it helped a whole lot as opposed to being unvaccinated.
As Denielle slowly recovered, she learned of the passing of her grandmother. She was already buried by the time she was told.
Because of her age, they couldn't have done what they did for me in terms of the intubation and those kinds of things. She also was partially vaccinated, but because of her age, she was 79 years old. The oxygen just wasn't staying in her lungs after a point in time, and that was it from there.
214 people died in the month of August as Denielle battled the COVID-19 disease. Each day she's thankful she's not part of that statistic.